Greetings everyone, my name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this morning live stream, as usual, I'll be covering a combo of both Fierce Mid levels and other online levels I find along the way, primarily focusing on the former. I'll be doing this for about 2-ish hours, then I'll showcase art at the end of the stream. Welcome to stream Jock, Buster, Raccoon, Jaden, Pixel Boy, Lauren, all the lurkers, and anyone else who I missed. As a brief reminder, tonight I'll be beginning my playthrough of Kiborg, which is a roguelite 3D brawler, and tomorrow morning I'll begin Jaden's birthday request, or guaranteed game request, that being Path of the Midnight Sun. Hi, Sunflower. I know you're asking everyone else in the chat, Buster, but I quite liked it. My favorite games were, of course, Fireboy and Water Girl in the Forest Temple, for all the fun stuff there. From that day on, I hate puddles. Oh, I'm gonna have to remix that a bit. And of course, Robot One's Puppy. I'll probably have to redo the... I want to say that'll be a casual LP. When I do the full Robot Wants It All series, that'll be a much better playthrough where I die far less and I don't get lost halfway through. An unexpectedly fun one was Mario Combat. I didn't expect it to be that enthralling for how short it was. And hey, I actually learned that that's by the same developers Armed with Wings, which is on my eventual I want to check out list. But yeah, I'll do something like that again in the future, perhaps with some longer titles. Like, I do want to cover the Shift action puzzle games. I mean, with longer games, yeah, Red Ball 4. But anyways, we've talked enough about stuff other than Mega Man Maker even before the stream. Let's actually do some levels and talk while we do that. So first on the lineup is Vulcan Castle by Sunflower Azumarill. 51 plays and a score of 15. The thing to know about Flash games is, due to site upload size limitations, sometimes they're split between different games. So if I decide to cover them, I'll cover them as a group. Like, with Red Ball 4, it was split between 3 volumes? At least 3 volumes? Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, each covering a quote-unquote world. So, when I do eventually cover it, I'll do all 3 of them back to back. Hey, Sylv. There are also volumes 4 and 5, but they're mobile only. Oh darn it. Pushed in. I'll see if someone made a web version of those, and if they did, I'll be happy to cover those too. Thank you, Lauren. I'll add your level to the queue. Your level will be the 6th to be covered, currently on number 1. Oh my gosh. This time I shall wait. Oh, Joe, I couldn't see where that was. Yes, Lauren? People submitted levels last week, as well as in the Discord server. Trying to get through the door, man. And yes, to let all of you know, I haven't actually covered all the Mega Man Flash fan games. Well, I did see this, I didn't realize, oh right, lava here. Cool setup though. Excuse me. Well, my favorite Mega Man Flash game is of course Roku-chan. But there's at least 3 others I do want to cover. Well, maybe 2 or 3 if you want to be technical. Oh. And deflect it back. Yes. Hi, Hard Goss. Welcome to the stream. I played this way more cautiously than I needed to. What do you mean by the quote-unquote forbidden Mega Man game? Go on. Sure thing, Hard Gus. I'll add it to the queue. It'll be number 7. Oh! Look at the background. I just realized the low resolution erupting volcano. Too bad we don't have parallax. Hang on. Ow. Oh shoot. I didn't realize we're going into hot water. Oh, Mega Man Sprite game. Wow. Orange Hothead. Yeah, I forgot you can have different colors for being under the water. It's not just the dark blue effect. Yeah, pretty cool shader. I don't recall the Asylum Avatar games. Could you talk more about them? Alright, this is solid. Someone's practicing their batting average. Oh, that could have been really bad. Okay. Ah, gotcha. I think I may have actually played 1 or 2 of them. Fire Raptor? Yeep! Yes, thank you, game. If I was playing as base, this could be more of a problem. Not really here. There's actually a Forbidden Mega Man game that you won't play and I won't talk about ever. Well, if it's a really NSFW one, then yeah. Rusty. Yeah, in terms of Mega Man Classic fan games, in terms of Mega Man Classic Flash fan games, or Mega Man Flash fan games in general, nothing really comes close to Roku-chan. maybe one thing, but that's incomplete, whereas Roku-chan is complete. Hey J Butters. We're starting off with a pretty cool stage. Hi Romance. Send me the details, Buster, in a DM. Cool stage, crawling with lava. Well, it's neat that we freeze up some of these areas. Oh, it's NSF. Oh, if it's NSFL, then yeah. Fair, fair. Timing. Understandable. As I was saying, we're starting off with a pretty cool level, which is the opposite of cool. Like Birdie. So let's see, the Mega Man Flash fan games I do want to cover. Oh, I didn't notice this at first. That's a clever way of hiding it. Okay, got this. Okay, the Mega Man Flash fan games I do want to cover are, let's see, the Mega Man X RPG chapters. The Mega Man X RPG, Mega Man Next, or the Mega Man Next series. At least want to take a gander on that. And that Ragnarok Online cross Mega Man X series. Didn't time it. That game is fine to be covered in this channel, Sylv. Remember, I covered Supra Binyat Land 2 a few weeks back. But yeah, can we please talk about something else other than NSFL Mega Man fan games, please? There are plenty of other things to discuss that are more interesting right now. But I will make a note of that. I don't want to make the comparison with Sonic because oh no. Oops. Okay, I'm able to save myself here. I don't want to make the comparison with Sonic because of, well, not quite the same scenario. Oh, shoot. We have a problem. Okay, that's frozen. Alright, Beat. Save me. How did that happen? Okay, just trying to see what's happening. I'm in. I made it way harder than it's supposed to be, but I'm in. I would make this a little bit easier on myself by just, yeah, shield. Bubble up. Do I need to bubble up, though? Yeah, she's here, so I don't care. I do care about this, though. Little farmets, fun times. That should take care of that. I'm in. Okay, a different makeshift dinosaur bot. Cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, obvious weakness. Wait. Don't do that, I mean. What's on the other end? Hang on. Trying to check one chat message. It does kind of remind me of Torch Woman, though it's a lot easier and less intense. The one extremely elaborate Mario Flash game. Yeah. Hey Tedley, welcome to stream. Yeah, Super Mario 63 has been recommended by 7 people right now up to this point. I will cover that on the channel. 63 and its spiritual successor. You already won in that 7, Jaden. This stage can be beaten as roll, but for roll, this is hard mode. Like, it makes the second and first boss fights easier, but then it starts to get into some, you probably want to use special weapon territories. Wow, -9. I mean, it's pretty obvious how I'll get across. Okay, not letting me go that way, so fine, I'll just backtrack. What am I missing here? Got it. It's just kind of precise. I don't mind Hitman's stage, but it can get repetitive. Or, not it can, it does. If the team was twice as long, wouldn't be so much of an issue. I'm dead. I took a hot bath. Well, I had 2 choices of a team. Oops. Well, I had a choice between 2 songs. I like this one over the other one. But next, I will recommend it when you make the stage next. I will recommend this to Sunflora. There are more enjoyable fire stage teams that work. I mean, this team works for the stage. The problem is it's too short. I know some will say no, the problem is not that it's too short, that's just me. This has to be the last section too, due to how everything's developing. But you're right, with roles of weaponry and setups, playing as her through this is basically hard mode. I will say that the aesthetics and gimmick combinations are pretty fun. Didn't jump fast enough. Or if you want to take it further, just use multiple teams for a stage. Just like how later Sonic games have different teams for each act. Do something similar here. I don't like the ordering of these weapons. Oh, okay, it's this way. Beat, save me. If I was better at this game, I would have been done about 4 minutes ago. Again, don't be afraid to have multiple tracks for a stage. Games like Sonic 3 realize that. Yeah, good climax section where everything comes together. And despite some... I didn't really talk about it that much, but I quite like the stage. The main issue with this is that, well, we should have had multiple music tracks. And second, roll is hard mode. Not so much of an issue, but if you want to play as roll more enjoyably, you want to use special weapons. Well, the trade-off is that roll gets a much easier boss fight. Hilariously easier. Oh boy, the beast rises. Also, great screen transitions, actually. Oh, okay, that was unfortunate because I didn't walk a few steps. Yeah, Zero was awesome. The mistake here was me. I'm going to... hang on. Alright, yeah, whenever we had bosses or mid-bosses that arrive like this, that's a +1 in my book. AK, in terms of cinematics, this stage gets a B. Or maybe an A. And that descends back and down into the lava. Good job. B+ in terms of cinematics, whereas most stages just get a D or C at best. Good job, Sunflower. It's one of my more favorite stages so far from you of recently. But yeah, to summarize my thoughts, the Mega Man X Flash games I really want to cover... the Mega Man Flash games I really want to cover are Mega Man X RPG Chapter 0 and 1, the Mega Man Next games, and if I can figure out what that name is... I'm gonna check it right now because it's scratching my head. I know exactly what it's supposed to be called, I just don't know the exact naming. Oh, I found it! Ragnarok on a line. That's the other Mega Man X Flash game I want to cover. I'm not going to replay a stage right now. Otherwise, I pretty much have no complaints other than the music choices. I could have picked the Swordman. I didn't pick it initially because I already heard quite a bit of it last week. RKS is not a Flash game, Sylv. But yeah, Ragnarok on a Line is the other Mega Man style Flash game I do want to cover. It's not exactly a Mega Man Flash game, but when you see its gameplay style and what sprites and sound effects it takes, you'll immediately recognize it. Anyways, on to the next stage. Wait, hang on a moment. Oh, what type of level do I like the most? Let's see, special weapon-oriented challenge stages, as well as Metroidvanias. Those are my favorite ones, Hard Gus. I don't hate Kaizo maps, it's just that I'm not really skilled enough at the game to actually enjoy them properly. Give the Kaizo maps to someone like Mega Marino. He's the real Mega Man Maker expert. Second up is Active Man by Power Simplified. 26 plays, score 5. Well, you'll wait and see. Okay. Forces me to keep going while shooting the blocks. Freeze for extra effect. Quite a few bulky enemies here. I guess this forced me to be quick while dodging that enemy from above. I mean, the mid-boss is easier than what came before, to be honest. If we have to fight 3 bulky enemies in a row, that's surely gonna beat that. Suddenly, thunderstorm. Oh yeah, Jaden. Do you have any suggestions or requests in mind before I get to Path of the Midnight Sun? Oh, that's clever. Positioning it so that has to get destroyed. Yeah, request. Like, do you have any special considerations before I start Path of the Midnight Sun? Oh shoot! Oh, that was a close one. Alrighty then. Welcome back to the active section where I fail miserably. The stage active fits the parts where we need to quickly jump between those bomb platforms. Okay, I know what's coming. And I got it. Okay, I'm getting ready for the active section. Let's see, probably this would work better. And because these are because there's both safety platforms and count bombs, I can also take it slower if I really want to. If there were just count bombs, that wouldn't really be the case. This though, I need to rush. I thought it was going to be a little bit slower. You shouldn't just suggest games out of jealousy. You should also suggest them in terms of how curious you are about them. Jumping jacks. Should have slid jump. I mean, I did sample the demo of Path to Midnight Sun, and I found it enjoyable. It's not like I disliked that game. And it did have a bit of one moral quandary which took me aback a bit. Or more specifically, it pulled the rung out of me. Can you rephrase that, Lauren? Can we send game start we will know you will despise? I don't quite understand what you meant there. Oh, this last jump is kind of nasty. Oh wow, you really need to button mash pretty hard to get through that. I get why this is called active. Active bombs and the last section. Although, placing 3 relatively bulky enemies next to each other in the first act, just before a mid-boss Tama, that didn't feel like a escalating difficult curve to me. Like, I understand what this stage is trying to do to force you to be quicker. I just don't find that button mashing to be that interesting. Okay, for the final one, sure, it could work, but I don't know. Still a bit too basic. I mean, you can send a suggestion for a game I would dislike, assuming it doesn't break the channel rules. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll cover it. Like, even with the birthday / quote-unquote guaranteed end quote game requests, there isn't like 100% guarantee I'm gonna cover the game. Like, for a variety of reasons, there are a few genre games that I'm hesitant to cover, or other things. Welcome to the stream, Coffee K. As a matter of fact, number 3 app is Shadow of the Past, a fan-made Mega Man 3 post-game extra level by Coffee K2, 25 plays, score 6. Previous stage wasn't bad, it's just eh. I made it look a lot harder than it actually is though. Anyways, post-game Shadow Man stage, let's do this! With the Mega Man World 2 music. Not sure why there wasn't 1 or 2 enemies there. At least put a Peter Chi or something. Photon hoppers, I forget the name. Neo Shotman, was it? I would have put 1 enemy there, but it's fine otherwise. Ooh, roller. Normally I criticize why you suddenly introduce it here, but it's a post-game level, so... Assuming players already seen this in the fortress. Yeep! Whenever I see the setup, I start to worry Yoku beams? Or force beams? For those wondering why I called it that, it's a reference to a different stream. That looks rather... Doesn't it look like you could rest slide in there? But I don't have a proper weapon to do it. Hey, Top Man. Checking something. Huh? Your weaknesses were changed a bit. Like, it used to be the other way around. Fanfi's Japanese name is Matasaburo, implying a relation to Kamusaburo, further reinforced by the similar body types. Yeah, I can actually see that. They kind of look like cousins. Oops. Missed the spike. Now it's starting to feel like a post-game level. With the first half of the stage, it felt more like one of those challenge-based... It's one of those, like, challenge levels. Or optional challenges you can access from the menu of a Mega Man game. Like Mega Man 9 or 10. Good. But now it does feel more like it. Eep. We'll see about that. You know, when I do my eventual Mega Man tier list, I'm thinking of doing something different. I'm gonna do 2 versions of the tier list. I'm gonna do a version of the tier list before I do my Mega Man Marathon, and then I'm going to do a second version of the tier list following the Mega Man Marathon. That way you can see what I think of the games before playing through them again, or in many cases for the first time, versus after doing it. Unfortunately, calling it random maker trash is, I'm kind of trying to find the best way of saying it. Oh, a laser. Never mind. I think it says enough about it. Nah, not rude. I was gonna say rude, I'm just gonna say that, calling it random trash would actually make the stage sound better than it actually is because of the increased variety in Mega Man Maker. Like, I don't really like Fake Man either. Like, if you just say random and Mega Man Maker trash, that could mean so many different things because of how many assets are available. Oh, the level, as if... It sort of feels like it takes place in the post-game of Mega Man 3, although it does include some stuff from the other Mega Man games, but we'll brush that aside. However, it's... I don't know, it didn't really make that much of an impression on me. Like, the way it is, it could easily fit in as a Fortress stage. Somewhat subpar one. It started out like a Shadow Man post, but after that it kind of felt like it forgot it was a Shadow Man level. We didn't even have the Shadow Man platforms, and they were the trademark gimmick of that stage. Not even a substitute for it, really. So, the level design and the enemies themselves, while not exactly being basic, is kind of underwhelming. It's not a bad stage, it just whelmed me. Sounds kind of like it, Jaden, about the Digimon naming. Alright. Board up is Far Chai Kingdom by Oscar. 35 plays, score of 13. Ooh, pretty. Well, this is based off of, I think World 4 of Super Mario Land 1. Yeah, J Butters puts it succinctly. Doesn't really live up to its name. Even the base Mega Man 3, for all of its flaws, is sometimes quite more interesting. If I do cover Super Mario Land 1, I'm going to be playing as Luigi in that ROM hack. Whee! I don't recall the Chai Kingdom having low gravity active. What is Tatanga doing here? What is he experimenting with? Yeah, it's actually ironically easier, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for more experimental stages, but your stage isn't... Sorry to be harsh here, because I know you're trying, it just doesn't feel like it explores its mechanics enough. I know, that's a common refrain for me when I play Mega Man levels of, this stage does not explore its mechanics enough, and honestly, I'm kind of becoming a broken record, I should explain that more. Whenever I say it doesn't explore its main mechanics or gimmicks enough, what I mean is the stage features the central gimmicks and mechanics, but it doesn't do enough with them. And when I say it doesn't do enough or explore, I mean that, well, it may feature uses of them, but they're too basic, or they're barely used. There are fairly straightforward ways of expanding the complexity and depth of those mechanics, and finding ways for them to interplay off of each other. It's funny, I usually say that stages underuse their mechanics versus overuse their mechanics. Whoa! If you want an example of the other way around, see Scorch Woman pre-nerf. So, in Mega Man 4 Hounds in the first demo, Scorch Woman's stage was an example of the other way around of overuse of gimmicks. That stage originally had 6 or 7 gimmicks and it was getting overwhelming too quickly. Plenty of avenues to explore, but oh my goodness, there was too much there. Mercifully, that was fixed in the second demo, where they cut it down to 4 central gimmicks. I argue overuse is a thing, but it's not seen as much as the other way around. Like, I can think of thousands of examples of underuse, but I can only think of like 5, maybe 10 examples of overuse. But that's, when I say overuse then, it's more like, the stage has too many gimmicks, please reduce. Oh, right, 2 different exits. Or if you want another example of overuse, I could argue about my stage in Magmal Tree. I hate to put I hate to put my partner in the spot, so I'll just focus on myself. My issue, and the mistake I made with Mirror Woman with that level design, is that, especially near the end, we overused the mechanics together. We combined too many mechanics together, which made the stage difficult to parse. And of course, the stage was a bit more than a bit too long. Gimmick progression is just actually good gimmick slash mechanic progression is difficult. Even professional level designers and game designers make this error. Okay, as for the stage, it's just an adaptation of the Far Chai Kingdom from Mario Land 1 to here. It's okay. Fifth up is Defender Woman, City of Heroes by Jock74, 68 plays, score 26. But hey, that's just my opinion. Just from a random guy who plays way too many Mega Man Maker levels and loves the classic series. NX series, and Battle Network more than most people. But as I was saying before we went down this track, I decided I'll make 2 versions of the tier list. I'll make one before I do the Mega Marathon, and then one after I do the Mega Marathon, because there's a bunch of Mega Man games I haven't actually played yet. I want to see how some of my positions changes. Maybe not amateurs, because of course they're amateurs. But hobbyists, Amateurs and hobbyists aren't bound by budgets and time constraints, but they may not necessarily have the expertise to pull it off. Or the team sizes. Like, they may not be bound by budgets and time constraints, but they may not have the skills or necessary team size, so it's a trade-off. Of course, the other reason why I don't expect as much is because with these fan projects, they're free versus the commercial ones, which are paid. And when I pay for something, I usually expect more out of the experience. Hey, door. Of course, I say that, but I'm a little bit... That's also relative to how long the game is. When I eventually covered the story of the story of Travesty series, I'll be curious to see how well they pulled off the crossover Metroidvania. I'm using the term crossover to mean more than what it is. To mean a lot more than what it usually means. You and me know very well about my opinions about the many of the Mega Man Classic games versus the Mega Man Classic fan games. You're welcome, Coffee K. I apologize if I sounded a bit too harsh or disappointed. Precisely, J Butters. This is why I tend to be a little bit less harsh on Mega Man X's level design compared to Mega Man Classic. Because of how the main gameplay loop of dashing, shooting, wall kicking is pretty fun to me. Like, if you just adapted the direct level design of X into Classic, I'd be a lot harsher about the issues with it. If I was gonna make one of those clickbaity thumbnails for a Mega Man X series analysis in terms of gameplay or level design, I'd use the words missed potential and feature it brightly. And I'd just feature an extreme close-up of my OC pointing at those words, but I don't really have an exact one. Like, I technically have two different takes on what an OC of me could be, and they go in very different directions. One's by Buster, the other's by... Ulrich. Oh yeah, at this stage, I totally didn't talk about it, I'm sorry. A little bit of a rompy stage, but pretty colorful, nice aesthetics, or decent aesthetics. And, even though it's kind of forgettable, it's fun. It's the fun kind of rompy. Oof. Got it. Goodbye. Missed potential is both the best and worst criticism. Best because it applies universally to everything. Worst because it's not specific enough about... Worst because of how, if it applies to everything, you need to be a lot more specific of what it's actually missing. Like, if everything has missed potential, then missed potential is the default state. Like, I'm using that in a clickbaity article way, but when I say X has missed potential, I mean compare it with its bigger brother, the classic series. I feel on multiple occasions, Capcom, at least with the classic era, they've actually understood and nailed and excelled at the formula, at least twice. Like with 4 and 11, that's when they really understood what makes classic Mega Man tick and just knocked it out of the park. After 4 I was worried they kind of lost their touch with experimentation and stagnation, but then they knocked it out of the park again with 11. With Mega Man X, we had a solid start with X1, but afterwards, it feels like none of the games have really pushed far enough into the whole enhanced mobility that X has. I know my favorite ones are X1, X4, and X8, but X1 was the start and kind of was like between. It really feels like the intermission title because even how you don't actually start with the dash and levels are most levels are designed with assuming you don't have the dash. X4 kind of feels like a X1 second edition, but with more involved story and characters and funny voice acting. X8 was the more experimental with 3 playable characters, but I wish it did push more into the mobility and acrobatics. And the rest of the games are fun, and most of the other games are fun in their own right, but have issues either with stagnation or weird balancing decisions. Yeah, if a criticism applies to everything, then it applies to nothing. What I'm saying is, I understand, for example, 4 has its issues, yeah, but I feel like with 4, Capcom actually understood what makes classic Mega Man really tick. With Mega Man X, the closest thing to that would probably be X1. Maybe X4 if you push it. I know Buster will disagree. But I don't feel like there's an equivalent to Mega Man 11 or Mega Man 4 for the X series. And in terms of the fan game sphere for X games, I don't really see anyone exactly trying that. Which, fair enough. Like, there's 3 different eras of X games, and they do have different feels. Like, when I say 3 different eras, I'm referring to the quote-unquote SNES era, quote-unquote PlayStation era, and the quote-unquote PlayStation 2 era. I'm ignoring the existence of the extreme titles for this discussion. I know, Door. I'm hesitant to delete it because I want to give it a fair shake, but I need more time. I mean, if people love a product enough, then the missed potential doesn't really matter as much. Like with a lot of indie titles. Yeah, X8 may be my 3rd favorite X game, but I can't say they really got the formula right for. Honestly, with the X games, I don't think they really got the formula nailed down for any one of them. Closest was X1, X, and X4, maybe. X8 I hold near and dear, but it is rather experimental with how the levels go. Like, let's see, we have 2 ride chaser levels which play rather differently, and of the 6 other stages, they have very different stage flows. I'm not talking just in terms of, oh, some of these stages play a little bit faster or slower, or they have different thematics and gimmicks. No, I'm talking about like fundamental stage differences too. Like how Bamboo Pandemonium can be played as a traditional stage, or it can play as a escort mission of sorts. Dark Mantis can be played as a stealth level. Burn Rooster is kind of like a falling stage with the lava, although it's like an auto-scroller. Not Gigabolt. His name. Trilobite. Trilobite stage, you run away from a giant robot for most of the level, etc, etc. X1 is in that weird category where it's one of my favorites, but I can see the flaws. What would you say, in your mind, Buster, what would you say was the closest game? I mean, when I say X1, when I propose to say X1 was the closest, I'm not saying it was close. X2 is pretty fun too. I'm not gonna argue against it, and I still recommend people play it. It's just honestly, it's in a weird sense where I actually like I prefer the stage flow of X2, but X1 has better stage design. I don't know. I'd probably fuse the two together, and also make the stage tracks in X2 twice as long, please. Yeah, Manowar stage is the worst in base X8. Oh my gosh. X3's design, I actually appreciate that Capcom tried to avoid stagnation and experiment more with the level design, going for more open levels and backtracking. But oh my gosh, they didn't have to make everything deal so much damage at base. Again, if you want to play X3 in the modern era, I highly recommend you play it with the Zero Project. It fixes many of my issues with that game and really boosts it up. Anyways, I'm gonna do this stage and then I'm gonna take a short pause. Well, at least we're actually talking about Mega Man instead of talking about other franchises. Sometimes this stream feels like Etterville and his community discusses gaming, sometimes featuring Mega Man Maker, or sometimes featuring Mega Man. Alright, next up is Gemelli, Vidacia Garden Castle Demo by Arsonist. 45 plays, score 17. I horribly butchered the pronunciations, very likely. There are good levels I cover, or fun or interesting levels, like Sea Sunflowers consistently. But after playing through 4,000 levels, at least 4,000 levels of Maker, I've seen so much that just things that I would consider to be pretty fun or novel are just normal to me now. So it looks like we are primary weapon is the ring boomerang. Like, many things that I consider to be fun for people many things that be considered fun by most Mega Man players, to me are just... I've seen this before hundreds of times. Which is unfortunate. I miss Nicolasse. Their levels were platinum. X2 low percent. That means you'll go to X2 beating the game without collecting any upgrades, right? Geronimo! Ow, fish. No hard tanks, sub tanks, or armor. Hmm. Yeah, they disappeared to wherever. As much as those stages felt like iterations on top of iterations upon top of iterations, they were neat. And I really enjoyed their damage boosting levels, actually. They were getting better and better. Honestly, those stages would be a lot more fun to play nowadays with the loading optimization fixes. Huh. Okay, stage is getting a little bit more interesting as we go further. Nice. Oh no. Be careful you run out of weapon energy, otherwise you'll get stuck in there. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this normally. Especially with the shape of those spikes. Oh. Go figure. My boy. I'm guessing he's an intro boss. First part of the stage was eh. It got more interesting as we got further into it. And the best part of the stage was we went underwater with these tight corridors. But it is a demo of a stage, so I can't be too harsh yet. It's just that, nothing really stands out. Okay, I'll be right back in a few minutes. And I have returned. There are more levels on the queue. I haven't exactly slotted them in. We'll see. Alrighty, 7th up is Secret Waterfall Base by Hard Gus. 119 plays, score 50. Let's go. Washed away into the base. Oh yeah, as a reminder, tonight I'll be beginning my coverage of the game Kyborg or Keyborg, and tomorrow morning is Path of the Midnight Sun. As for whether I'll keep streaming Path of the Midnight Sun in the morning streams, that depends on how successful the first stream will be. I'm gonna say this outright, it's not gonna be 100% playthrough. Neither of those games will be 100% playthroughs. I'll just try getting to the end. And besides, especially with Pat, there are multiple endings anyway, so... nah, Pixel Boy will be there. Sylveon will be there for sure to riff on things. Like, because of how the demo goes, I already know one of the consequences of one of the decisions I can make. And I'm curious to see what the further implications of that will be. I mean, that game is basically a visual novel combined with a turn-based JRPG. Oh yeah, as for the edited versions of LPs, Violet Monk's edited version will be uploaded on this following week. Coming out of the pipe. For what will come after it, it'll probably be Kyborg or something. Oh yeah, and before I forget, Star Vader's released this week as well. That's the Space Invaders themed card battle, roguelite deck building game that I covered way back. Don't worry, half the game is a turn-based JRPG, so it's fine. So, if you go by that logic, it's a half-game real game. Oh, don't worry, Jay Butters. I've seen people go on even further against visual novels. It's kind of hilarious. And besides, that game feels less like a visual novel and more like an adventure game with a lot of dialogue. Come down. Oh, now you decide to come down. Point. For a base that's taking place in a secret waterfall, it wasn't that hard to enter. As for the state itself, it's another one of those rompy levels it's kind of like Jinox's level, where it's rompy, but the enjoyable side. Hard to say it. To be fair, this channel focuses a lot more on action-based games, so I'm unsurprised to see why not as many people attend the quote-unquote visual novel streams. We did get a lot more people than I expected during the Snatcher streams, though. It sucks. Like, it's one thing to get less people for indie game. It's one thing to get less people during the indie game streams. It's another to go ahead and get them in indie streams for a genre that most of the people here are not interested in. Which, to be fair, she's busy with, I think, college and her own webcomic. Alright then, I could do Queen Monika's level now, but I'm gonna hold off for it for a little bit. Let me do 2 more stages and I'll do that. 8 up is Emerald Hill Valley by Oscar, 154 play, score 78. Oh, sure, thank you, Raccoon. Be covered right after this. Pretty. Is this from Sonic? Random spikes. That's something like Sonic would do, but it's a lot scarier with Mega Man. Whoa. She usually chats more on the Magmal server, which, to be fair, makes sense because but yeah, that's Coconuts. Yeah, totally Sonic. Like, this is Sonic 2. Yeah, she usually chats more on the Magmal server, which makes sense because more people are actually there and chat. Most of the conversations I have in regards to this community is during the streams rather than the server. The server's kind of died down in terms of activity, to be honest, compared to a few years back. Would I even be able to access the special stage? I don't even have any rings. Sonic and Tails took all of them. I'll say that was the upper route. Yeah, which is entirely fair. Like, in terms of view counts, the biggest break in terms of an indie game was actually Anton Blast. That consistently got over 100 views per video. No other indie games have come close to that. Like, if we're talking about very successful videos, that would be Proto Man's Return. Because, you know, Mega Man. I'm probably gonna have at least 50 views for Mega Man RPG Chapter 1, seeing how things go. Hi, not Robotnik. You aren't escaping. I wish I had more active viewers. Compared to Oscar's usual fare, the aesthetic adaptation is very good, actually. Level design is, it's sort of adapted to Mega Man, but of course, without the fast-paced, momentum-based platforming, feels like it's kind of missing something. But compared to some of their many of their other adaptations, they've done a better job. Still gets an upvote. Yeah, I gotta cover that Anton Blast fan game too. And any level packs that come out for that. Oh, okay. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I think we're in for an actually interesting, decent level. Yeah, the streams and videos. I guess it's one of those situations where the channel viewership overlapped heavily enough with the game being covered. Well, the other game I can think of that got somewhat close was Freedom Planet, but that's for a different reason. Actually, I have to check. Wait. Hang on a second. How many viewers did I get for the Freedom Planet stream? Let me check. Let me check. I'm curious. Oh my gosh, I got over 200 videos for the last episode of Proto-Man's Return. Okay, I got... Okay, not that many viewers, never mind. Well, it doesn't help that I unlist them because I want to edit them. Okay, let's do this. 9th up is MMMLC Toys and Targets by Omega Man ZX. 50 plays, score 21. Let's go! Based on the first 5-letter abbreviation, I think we're in for an interesting stage. Beginning at the concession stand, of course. I see. Presto. I'm liking where this is going. Thank you, Woodman. Okay, who's up? Gutsman. Alright, I can't pick it up. The Gutsman can take care of that. Where's the red key? No, seriously, where did it go? Oh, I see it. I didn't hit the switch. Sorry. I thought I hit the switch, but I didn't. Okay, you'll freeze this. Animal helpers, but plushie helpers. Animal Antics starring Mega Man Maker plushies. I really like this. Props for having a novel stage. Now you can shoot. And they can get across. Almost squish. Alright. Punk. Everybody's getting plenty of time in the limelight. These are the kinds of stage that make me come back to Mega Man Maker. I know Buster said make good levels or make better levels. This is one of the examples of the better levels. This alongside Sunflora. Can you go in the teleporter? They can. Unfortunately, as we discussed many times, as much as I like playing indie games on the channel, most of the people come to this come to the live streams just for Mega Man Maker, which is really unfortunate because there's a lot of cool games other than Mega Man Maker. Oh, the whole gang's here. Okay. Punk, you can do this. How do I... Okay, that's how. Almost there. Sorry. Oh, the Mega Plushie's up there. See, how do I... Okay, I need to get you in the teleporter. I guess you rescue? Yeah. That's how I get through. It used all the plushies we see in that stage, or almost all of them. Good job. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen the Galaxy Man plushie going into the Galaxy Teleporter, but it makes sense. And this is an amusement park. As I was saying, yeah, Wily plushie. I'm taking you with me. Afraid not. G. I'm not sure if this is my favorite level of the episode, but it's tied with Sunfloor as being my favorite. It goes for a very different gameplay style and level design style, more gimmick focused, but it does a pretty phenomenal job having fun use of the plushies without getting too complicated. It balances both difficulty and complexities, so it can be focused for an intermediate player base. So, upvote it gets. Good job, Omega Man ZX. As I was saying to Jaden, yeah, most of the people come here just for the Maker streams, or for the Mega Man fan games I cover. And most of the people who count for the views, they watch it in post. Like, for the live stream viewers, they just congregate for the Maker streams. Everyone else just comes to the post streams. Or, not post, they just come for the edited videos. Which, fair enough. And funny you say that, Jay Butters, because almost any time when I stream with Joe, Jordan, and my other friends, suddenly we get a boost in membership from people outside the usual group. Like, most of the time, the best times for expansion, and I hate to say that word, expansion, that is during Sage streams and Steam Next Fest, because, oh goodness gracious, a lot of people watch the Steam Next Fest demo showcases. Not so much live streams, but in post. For Sage, we got a lot more live viewers because who don't usually just show up for Mega Man, and that's a plus. And yes, I am trying to find the audience for it. It's just that with so many other people covering indie, with just so many other influencers and content creators out there, it can be hard to compete and make the argument of why they should watch me over someone else. So I just need to find the micro niches that best fit me. And I don't want to be too pushy either, because that's annoying. I know that firsthand. All too well. Thank you for sending this over to me, Raccoon. Really appreciate it. I mean, there's some obvious ways I could boost things, like using a lot more clickbaity thumbnails or more exaggerated titles. Like, you already know that somehow some of the content creators have some rather more... They organize it with a more interesting title the first part, and then the game name at the end, if they put the game name at all in the title. And they put more energy into the voice, so to speak. Doesn't help that my channel's branding is a little bit... Okay, it's quite underbaked, like... The channel still doesn't have a banner, for Pete's sake. I need to fix that. Like, I could expand way more into Mega Man Spear if I really wanted to by going to fanworks. Other types of fanworks, like, I don't know, fan animations, fan reacts, fan comic dubs, yeah. Okay, 1 sec, and then I'll do the final stage for today. Alright, so the 10th and probably final level of this episode is Queen Monica Metroidvania 002 8 Paths by, of course, Queen Monica. 29 plays and a score of 2. Comic dubs are something I find interesting, but I want to have proper permission for that. Oh, in regards to your video series, Old Navi, I will get to that in a month or so. Next up in terms of Mega Man Let's Tries, it's gonna be Mega Man NX. Then I'll do Mega Man Maverick unless something else shows up. There's a stage exit. Always begin Metroidvania by running to the left if possible. The jungle. That's my way out of here, I guess. Yeah. Backtracking. I know there's a new demo for Mega Man Beyond. I may check that out sometime in the future. And yes, I will cover the game Mega Man again. Oh no, I'm not replaying it, I'm just gonna edit the video and post it. Like, I did my live stream of it, sure, but I do want to edit it down into a pre-recorded stuff. Or into a shorter version for people to enjoy. My exit. Like, there's at least an hour of worth of stuff, of repetition I can delete. I have command. That's gonna be really broken. I will say this, despite the jank and overall slowness of the game, I still enjoyed my time sampling Maverick. They're dropping blocks now. Oh! I see. Interesting. You know, I could just damage boost, but... Wait, it keeps... It doesn't despawn, actually. Excuse me. Uh-oh. I thought it was supposed to explode. That's one way of doing it. Let's see if I can, I was trying to damage boost, I forgot that that's not the explosive type of bomb. And it's a one-way trip, so I have to do it this way. Yeah, I should have thought about... Yeah, you could do it this way. Oops. Oh no, lag. Gonna leave that for later. That's a fun way to use this mechanic. Oh shoot, Yes. Thank you, you saved me. You know, with the way this is set up, I can potentially just break through the barriers if I get lucky enough with the command wheel. Ah yes. The weekly occurrence. Just smile and wave. I'll go back for that when I actually have the proper weapon and so. Ah, darn it, so close. So yeah, don't do a quick reset unless I really need it. I don't know, it's one of the brothers or siblings of one of the many ones I've slain before. Could you imagine a spam boss in the Mega Man Classic verse? I don't know why it stopped dropping. You know, that's one thing that the Mega Man... As many of the funny ways Mega Man Battle never predicted the current future we are in with the Internet of Things, the one thing it didn't really predict was the prevalence of spam bots. If we ever get a 7, we really should have some... we really should have a spam type of enemy, or spam class of enemy. Well, we did have junk mail. Hitbox. I don't think this is the best way to start up the stage, this route. I should have taken a different one. I wish these crystal droppers were the variant that had an on-screen counter. Or I had the flash stopper, that would work too. I really don't like to do the crystal droppers like this because, as you know, they're already annoying enough with the inconsistent drop rates, especially when I don't have an on-screen counter. I could try going down there, but that seems like you need a special weapon to do it. I can rig the RNG to do that, but you know, I'll probably have to do it multiple times. And the other problem is, of course, this is Shadowman platforms. See? I can decide that no, I'm not dropping now. And like that. Yeah, I got lucky. I don't like this. For the first section of the stage as one of the initial paths, please ease up on that a bit. Hishishi's mine, thank you for that. Yeah, this was the jewel section. Not surprised. Got it. That's 1 key down, 7 left to go. And you can also backtrack to the start to figure out what's happening there. Welcome to... I don't know where this is. Yes, I unlocked fast travel. So let's go double check down there and see what's happening. Remember that gate? If it's just an E-tank, I can just warp back. Random kitty. Well, can't warp back anymore. I do have the weapon to make that section a lot easier now, so no prob. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're here. What could be here? Oh. Oh! It's literally the fast travel point I just was true. Oh my gosh. That backtracking was for nothing then. Oops. Okay. Let's go to plug section then. See, all this time I thought there were some extra goodies or it branched into something else, but no, that's the fast travel system. Now we're introduced in a safe environment, but I don't think the stage is trying to be for... This entire stage is a Metroidvania Fortress level, but still, it could do a better job of reintroducing all these gimmicks, and maybe not over a dead pit. Like, it did a... Oh my... I crushed the dead. Like, it did a fine job with the magnetic, it did a fine job with the magnetic ceilings. They just add 1 or 2 more screens. Oh my... I just was facing the opposite direction. Alright. Now that's how I was supposed to do it. Yup. Oops. I lagged a bit. Playing it kind of extra safe because of the damage it took, but not needed. This was so much easier than the jewel section because everything followed a much more consistent pattern. Bouncy. Yeah, crystal droppers, especially when you don't have the one where the timers on screen, are kind of the worst. Oh, goodness. I didn't even get damage boosted. I understand trying to be like a fortress level, but Metroidvanias have time and time again, both in this game and outside this game, they've done a good job of introducing new gimmicks. In the case of this stage, the way to do that would be to just have one or two more screens before the dangerous section. Like, this stage did a fine job introducing the magnetic ceilings. There was no problem with I had no problem with that. Like, they could have been introduced in a safer environment, sure, but they're fine. The enemy is on the other end. And with this stage being as long as it is, one or two more screens won't really add that much. It won't really add that much to the stage length, is what I'm saying. Whoops. I'm dead. Maybe if I got lucky with the wheel, I could have done it. Each of these sections feels like a stage, a classic stage in its own right. This is a kind of annoying with the... Oh joy, now the spark platforms disappeared. Just my luck. Yeah, positioning of that one spark platform combined with the elect walkers on the left is a bit of a nuisance. It's not as deadly as the crystal droppers earlier, thank goodness for that. You got unlucky with the crashes, unfortunately. Thought it was close enough. Guess not. Gonna play it safe instead of the fast route, as that ended me last time. See you again. Of course. The moment I try using it as effective offense, that happens. Anyways, that was the second route. That's the second mini stage. Much easier than the first one. Alright, now it gets easier. So that leads to the warp point at the beginning, as well as this free tank. If I can reach it. No. Tango! No, not quite. Oh, go away, you're eating my energy. Trying to find something that gives mobility. Yes. So far the way things are going, this doesn't exactly feel like a Metroidvania. Like we're just going in a linear fashion starting from one path. Going up. Like Metroidvanias usually have a lot more paths that you can go in a non-linear fashion and enforce backtracking. This one is just a linear trek forwards, isn't it? Whoops. I thought I was gonna die, so I just didn't bother. Sure, I'll be up for that, Tedley. Go for it. Okay, now we have a separate route. Hang on a sec. Let's see, where are we now? I decided to go straight up, I think. Yeah, I see it. Got it. Let's go. See, this is a good introduction to both the hot plates as well as the electric poles. We should have had something like that with a few of the other gimmicks. I'm saying this because this shows that Queen Maka understands that we need gimmick introductions. It's just that this stage does it inconsistently, which is the problem. Sand? Oh. Always hot. What? Am I missing something? Okay, this is always a constantly hot plate. Always constantly, I know. Like, can you make that jump? That's one tile a bit too far there. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I can just use the command wheel to get that, but... Okay, this first jump is fine, but this one is a little bit too far away. Oh, hang on. Or I can just do that. That works too. I guess forced to use that. Because the rest of this round is perfectly doable with the special weapons I have right now. It kind of feels like something was overlooked there or whatever. Or I'm missing something. I guess that would work. You can do the plate system if you want. Oh my goodness, this is kind of hilarious. Well, that happened. Suddenly, Airman. Oh man. Man, oh man, I want that. Will this be high enough? No. I know you're supposed to backtrack, but, yeah, come on. Fan Fiend, come on. I didn't know you could just push me off like that. Not high. Uses the same weapon bar. Go figure. Okay, I guess I'm not getting that now. Less flashy cinematic, eh? I don't know if I'd agree with you, but... I like to hear that the bosses are better. Okay, where does this lead to? The warp zone? Yeah, welcome back to the warp zone. Like, the weapon that would work best here is this thing. I'm gonna go for it right now. Oh, right. This is where I get the weapon that'll make it easiest to get that other super adapter. So, backtracking is not going to really be a problem because it's only a few steps back and I can just use the warp system. It's really convenient to have the warp system unlocked so early in the stage for fast travel back, but it also kind of reduces backtracking, which is a central part of most Metroidvanias. As a matter of fact, as I said before, this stage doesn't really feel like a Metroidvania. It's mostly a linear trek from one stage chunk to another. And the only backtracking is for minor things like an extra collectible or bonus utility. It's not mandatory for progression, as it is with many other Metroidvanias, most of them in fact. As a matter of fact, I can just completely ignore backtracking and just move forwards. I don't know, it... But Adam... And the difficulty curve for the stage is weird. Like, by far the hardest part was the jewel section, if only because of the crystal droppers. Yeah, oh shoot. It feels like a... Not even a full game necessarily, well, it is a full game. It's not in the... Usually when we talk about full games in the Maker streams, in regards to Mega Man Classic level packs, we're usually referring to like 8 or 9 Roadmaster stages followed by a fortress, or all of the 8 Roadmaster stages are in the actual stage itself. Here it just feels like 4 stages back to back to back to back to back. Or not 4 stages, multiple stages. Like, I don't mind playing through something that's back to back to back like this, with a little bit of backtracking, but don't call this a Metroidvania then. Oops. I slipped off. Anything else you want to talk about, folks? Should we raise the dreaded discussion topic? You know, the one that keeps popping up every single time, every week? Provoke discussion? Indeed, and thank you a lot for that, Jaden. I don't usually respond to those, especially in chair writing, but I really appreciate the breadth of indie games you want to showcase. Oh yeah, as for Upper Cute, I will cover that once I get a slot open. There it is, Jay Butter knows it. And I'm not calling you out, Jaden. I was just asking everyone else, do you have any discussion topics? Ah, so close. Yeah, knockback's gonna be the biggest issue here. Do I have a spammable weapon I can better use for this? Probably that. Oh yeah, to specify old Avi, I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, the franchise, the series, the meta franchise, and how it can be used for hundreds of different discussion topics of various things. That's why it comes back every week in a different fashion. Okay. He's pulling me. Oh no. Oh no. Spikes on the side, spikes in this. spikes in the air, the non-deadly kind at least, and rain the ship's directions. I got stuck there, and I got really worried. Okay. I get worried when stuff like this shows up and I'm not near a checkpoint. Royalty-free for all, yeah. Royalty-free, free-for-all. I love the pun. Okay, I want your weapon really badly. Gotcha. I mean, we need an artist for that, and we can talk about many things about DA. Alright, we didn't change the music, but we're somewhere else now, and I fall off because down plus jump equals slide. One sec. Yeah, I don't know where I am. I need 4 more keys to beat the stage. To be fair, it's a Metroidvania, so getting lost is part of the... Well, this is supposedly a Metroidvania, so getting lost is part of the experience. Gravity Man? Yeah. Gravity Man if they went harder with the gimmicks. Oh, actually, that's... I just went through that, so I have the way to break this. Now here's an ability of Metroidvanias where due to the non-linear progression, you can make certain stage chunks a lot easier. Also, good introduction to the Okus and the gravity. Oh shoot, that though, would have liked more warning about that. Oh! This one I'm fine because we've seen this in a previous section. Sections like these are still more interesting than a lot of the lower tiers of Magmal. Even if this isn't really that difficult to make. But again, never mind. I said my piece, I'll say it again when I get to the end of this. It's Sonic Boom related? You'll need to explain more. Punch, punch, punch. Smoked kitty. of course, the time I really wanted, it decides to fall there. Just my luck. I know the game's not deliberately trying to be jerkish, but... Okay. That could have been a really bad... Why'd... Gotcha? Okay. Fine. The moment I want to use you fire up like that, you decide no. Okay, yeah, no. This is a no. 1. That's 2. So, a regular hippo that can fire tomatoes. Oh, that's cool. L Clock getting a notice like that. We don't have Gravity Man, so you're close enough. As a matter of fact... Oh, I almost got... Yes. Goodbye. I mean, if you're gonna give me this tool, I'm gonna use every little bit of it. I have no idea where I am. Okay, we're back in the warp room. That's the previous stage in at the warp room because then we could just go immediately back here and do everything. Alright, I want the super adapter, so we're going back. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit trickier than expected. Just used in a hold. Samurai hit his final goal. Yes! Samurai 1 is one of the best games from Sonzai's outings. I'm really happy to see how 2 will expand upon and iterate on the mechanics of 1. The demo is already very promising. It's gonna be a little bit of a problem because, you know, you are here. Yeah. That works. Just in case. And now this is mine. Time to return to the next section. Now basic platforming like this is... Now basic horizontal gaps like this is no problemo. I just realized... Hang on a moment. I just realized some... Oh. What if you try to do some of these sections out of order? What would happen? Would it break the stage and you would get stuck? Okay, what was the next section? Not this one. Like, it seems like the stage wants me to do these in order. Otherwise, weird things start happening. Sometimes they assume previous... Okay, wheel cutters next. I would have taught something like the stone, but eh. Of course. Let me take a quick look at something. Like, if that links up there, what's to the left? It's probably another warp point that links back to the start of the stage, I don't know. We'll find out. Oh yeah, Vivid Lobe. I've talked about that before. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking game. Yeah, I think I shared a demo footage of that before. It is actually on my to play list, by the way. But as you know, it's my to play list is really large, so it'll take a while to get there. I want to take the short route, but of course the game says, no, I don't want you to give you the short route. Because very stupid things like this show up. I shouldn't say stupid, it's just a slow thing. You have to memorize the timing, that's all. Like, for points like this, it's not that hard. It's basically just, this is basically, a Koanger Tower now. The real. Get me out of here. Oh, when? Months ago. Let me check. Give me a moment. Let me get to a safe point, then I can check. Like, I know I talked about it on stream. I did it. Yeah, I talked about it way back in 2023, even before the game was released. RTS though, I don't remember. I showed its demo way back when I used to do show memes plus react stuff. And now, as for RTS, I know of RTS because one of my acquaintances is working on it. Jaden, as a matter of fact, I know about RTS because I was the one who posted about it on gaming. Like, I know Pivik. Like, I originally posted about that about 2 months back. As for Vivid Lobe, I talked about back in 2023. You probably won't remember because there's a lot of indie games since then. Again, Jaden, there are there are thousands of indie games that come out on a weekly basis, so I don't blame you for not remembering. Especially when you don't pay as much attention to it. Like, there are numerous indie titles I covered at Steam Next Fest, during the Steam Next Fest or Sage, but I don't exactly recall them. Why do you take double damage from the Buster? Am I missing something? Anyways, I got Wheel Cutter. Why does it lead back here? I've already done this. I guess this is now the Metroidvania part of the stage rearing up, after the rather linear exploration. But I already gotten that, the black hole bomb. So the only things left are the ice wall and, the bubble. So, let's do it. Oh. Okay, so the ice wall section comes before the bubble section. Or danger wrap, I just like to call it the bubble because it sounds funnier. So ice wall it is. So what's left of that? Nothing. Maybe? It's playing off as something. Oh! Wait a second. I know, I'm gonna back... Remember that section... Remember the section where I got the Thunderclaw? This is one of the alternate routes I could have taken. Instead I went up. If I went straight ahead, I would have gone to the ice wall instead. Now the stage somewhat feels like a Metroidvania because we have a split path and backtracking depending on which route you take. Which is entirely fair, Jaden. Now think of me where I have to... Now think of myself where I have to thumb through hundreds upon hundreds of indie games to pick the ones that I feel work best for the channel and / or I like the most. I recognize Vivid Loop because some of my friends were talking about it and I like this visual aesthetic, but the fact that I last talked about it in 2023 or featured it here, I don't blame you for not remembering. There's just too many games that come out on a daily basis that it's hard to keep everything straight, I'm afraid. No offense to any of the game creators or whatever. The only time I'll really remember is if I actually Let's Played it to its completion and / or it made a very strong impact on me. Or it's Mega Man related. So I retract my earlier statement a little bit of saying how this doesn't quite feel like a Metroidvania. Bad memories are returning. I mainly remember... The only reason I remember... The only reason I remember 9 Years of Shadows is because it was your request and because of the art style. Not really in terms of the gameplay or anything like that, I'm afraid. That's one way to make a Metroidvania stage, but honestly, the way it's set up and some of the weird decisions with how gimmicks are used, or rather introduced. Bye. Alright, now we're going to the bubble section. I don't know, this stage isn't really... It does have some non-linearity, sure, and I think when I finished the sky section, it looped me to the second route. Like, it's actually in the stage's title too. This stage basically has two routes that sometimes branch out to each other. Like... Oh. Bubble water. It's like what the stage title says. This stage has two main routes that go through and have each 4 RMs each. And they sometimes loop around, they sometimes meet each other in a few spaces. And parallel or perpendicular to each of those two main routes is a warp room. That's why I didn't notice as a Metroidvania at first, because those routes are basically linear. It's more of a personal preference in my book. But I prefer if the stages were more interconnected with each other. Instead of having two main routes, have multiple routes that branch out to each other, where each of the sections just link up with each other at different places and has a lot more mandatory backtracking. And have the special weapons be much more impactful for increasing, for making it easier to go through the sections while opening up new routes. I get what this stage was trying to do, and some of the mini levels, like the gravity one, were pretty fun. Like the gravity and maybe elect ones. But then we have stuff like the first one I went through, like the jewel, which... that was not really that fun. And here's the thing, if you're gonna have two main routes which are mostly linear, why is the jewel satellite one the first one of the left route? The right route starts with the stone section. When I say stone, I mean wheel cutter. Okay, the left route begins with the jewel satellite section, the right one begins with the wheel cutter section. There is a very distinct difference in terms of how difficult they are, by a significant degree. And because those routes are really linear, or rather linear, that should not be the case. What I would do is reorder the stages in the left route, so the jewel section is the second or is the third or fourth stage in that route. Already been there before. But even then, overall, I just wish the stage felt more like a traditional Metroidvania, because the overall flow... it's kind of weird, like the overall flow simultaneously feels like it wants to be a linear stage or a Metroidvania stage and doesn't quite reach either. It feels kind of disjointed. It's kind of, I don't know the right way of saying this is. It's disjointed in the sense that if you put the mini level sections back to back, 4 in each route, it doesn't feel like there's enough continuity between them. However, if each of the 8 main section, if each of the 8 main mini stages were actually supposed to be separate from each other and interconnected through a few routes or a few paths, then the disjointedness would make more sense because non-linearity. But just putting them next to each other like that, it doesn't feel right. Also, did you really need to make Bubble Man... did you really need to make Burst Man that easy? Like, you already removed the ceiling spikes. He didn't have to take double damage from everything. Uncommitted, yeah. Despite what the stage is trying to be, it feels like it hasn't really decided whether it wants to be a mostly linear stage but with 2 main routes, which I'm fine with, or a full-on Metroidvania level, which I'm also fine with. So the level design feels in between each of them, while it feels in between each one of them in a bad way. You can have level design that's in between Metroidvania and somewhat linear stages, but you need to understand what you're going for. Okay, final section where everything comes together. Like, you don't have to have... like, here's my thing. You don't have to have it so all the 8 main stages or mini levels have to be completely independent of each other and just Okay? Wait for the next train to come. You don't have to have 8 of the mini levels all be independent of each other and you access them to just some tunnels or whatever. You can end up having like 4 main routes to the stage with 2 ARM stages back to back, and then have them interconnect on different paths or different screens. That'd work too. Again, it is doable to do. It is possible to do what the stage is doing, it just didn't really work out for me. Not to mention, for half the mini stages that did fun stuff with their gimmicks, the other half Oh no. Our camera boundary broke. The other half were either frustrating in the case of, well... Oh shoot. In the case of the jewel section, or just, I don't know, missed potential. I hate using those words now because we've made the memes of that. 55-minute plus Metroidvania level, sure, but... My apologies if I'm riffing really hard on your stage, Queen Monica. I know I am. Let me rephrase it. My apologies for riffing so hard on your stage, Queen Monica. I appreciate the hard work you did, and I do like sections of the stage, it just... So that's what was supposed to happen. It just feels like it doesn't really mesh well with what I'm looking for. I've played a lot of fun Metroidvania levels in Maker, and even though sometimes pretty lengthy ones, this is not what I'm looking for. I get where you're coming from, Jedok. My problem with the stage isn't so much its length. It's more that it doesn't really... It's not really what I'm looking for. It's not really what I'm really looking for. The grape juice fades away. I know, for a lot of people, the length of the stage is going to cause an issue. Especially if you have a weaker computer, oh goodness gracious. My sympathies go to you if you do, and you try to play the stage. Wonderful. Luckily, checkpoint here. Is the W4 the one with the rematch stages? Come on. Whoa. I'm in a weird situation where I actually like many of the mini repeat levels, but oh my goodness. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Wait. Okay. I guess that reused most of the gimmicks that were true to 8 mini levels. Excuse me, I'll give my thoughts when I'm done with this, please. I'm a little bit preoccupied right now. Okay, never mind. So my issue with W4 and Unlimited is that it's not the mini stages it's not exactly the mini stages themselves. The problem is after each mini stage you have to refight the Unlimited boss. And so because of that, it really drags the stage. If Unlimited Wily 4 was just the mini level repeats followed by just a single fortress boss, I'd be a lot happier. Alright, Crusher time. And yeah, the Yoko and the Yoko section plus Yoko refight, even if you didn't actually unlock Yoko Man. That was an interesting decision. My biggest issue with Unlimited Wily 4 again is the fact that you have all the rematches after the mini stages. If they didn't exist, I'd like the stage a lot more. That is my main problem, and I'll stick to that. Even if you added checkpoints, it would still make the stage drag. If I were to redesign that, the first thing I would do to redesign that stage would be just get rid of the boss rematches. Just keep the level rematches, just have a fortress boss at the end. And of course, have a checkpoint after every level repeat, but you know that. I know you'd argue that that wouldn't fix the stage, but that'd at least make it a lot more tolerable for me. You are very well aware that we have very different ideas of what makes Unlimited not so good. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah, Buster, my idea to change the stage would be to do the inverse of what you did. Anyways, that was the stage, which it says 8 paths. I made a mistake. I thought it said 2 paths. Yeah, unless you count the warp room, not really 8 paths. Especially when some of them actually require some weapons to get through, which I know, Metroidvania design stuff, so I guess I'll be nice to that. And here's the thing, if it would be a completely different game... Here's the thing, if I were to quote-unquote fix Unlimited to be more along my lines, I don't know if it'd be a completely different game, but it'd be a quite different game. Like, we have fundamentally different ideas of what Unlimited doesn't do as well, or how badly it does it. And we'll leave it at that because we need to end the stream, please. Sorry for being so harsh on your stage, it just didn't really fit with me. Sorry. I guess the difference is how different of the game is it going to turn into. We just had different ideas. Anyways, let's finish this. So overall, of the 10 levels we covered in today's morning stream, my two favorite ones would definitely be Vulcan Castle by Sunflower Azumarill, as well as MMMLC Toys and Targets by Omega Man ZX. Thanks to you too, and thank you to everyone who submitted your levels to me. It is really appreciated. Well, I may play that, we'll see. Now, before I end off the stream, of course, as always, when I can get the music up, so with all that out of the way, it is time for the art showcase. Mega Man Maverick's Weapon Get mock-up. Yeah, that'd work. We do need weapons for all the RMs though. Okay, newer Entropy Golem sketch by Just Stay Desserts, corresponded by Splendid Land. Time Tangent belongs to the Time Tangent team. Yeah, you should have pinged him because he's in the server. Ooh, that's cool. Wily wearing his skull motif on his sleeves, and his shoes, and his shirt, and his boots, and his pants. And thus, this concludes the art showcase, and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted your levels, art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later. See ya!